Hello, I'm Long from Group 2. Now I will answer the question 2 in chapter 13. So the question is about your aunt is thinking about opening a hardware store. She estimates that it will cost 500,000 per year to rent the location and buy the stock. In addition, she will have to quit her $50,000 per year job as an accountant. So the question here is define opportunity cost and what is your aunt's opportunity cost of running the hardware store for a year. If your aunt thinks she can sell $510,000 worth of merchandise in a year, should she open the store? Explain. So I will answer each of them. First, define opportunity cost. I will paste in the question. So let me from this is given is it will cost 500,000 per year to rent the location and buy the stock. In addition, she will have to quit her $50,000 per year job as an accountant. So the opportunity cost here is 50,000 per year job as an accountant because an opportunity cost, that means you have to give up something to get it. So she my aunt she gave up her $50,000 per year job as an accountant to open the hardware store. And next question, what is your aunt's opportunity cost of running the hardware store for a year? If your aunt thinks she can sell $510,000 worth of merchandise in a year, should she open the store and explain? So my aunt's opportunity cost of running the hardware store for a year. So based on the given information, it will cost 500,000 per year to rent the location and buy the stock. In addition, she will have to quit her $50,000 per year job as an accountant. So the explicit cost here is $500,000 per year to rent the location and buy the stock. And the implicit cost here is $50,000 per year job as an accountant. So based on that, we can calculate the opportunity cost of running the hardware store for a year. It would be the $500,000 plus $50,000 would be $550,000 per year. So, and next question, if my aunt thinks she can sell $510,000 worth of merchandise in a year, should she open a store? I think she should not open a store because if she just can only sell $510,000 worth of merchandise in a year, so she would be lose $40,000 per year. So that's my thought. Thank you for listening.
Hello everyone, my name is Phim today. Welcome to my video for chapter 13. This is the cost of production, and today I will working for the exercise number 6 for this chapter. So here we have the question. Consider the following costs. Information of a pizzeria. So we have the table over here. We summarize the main idea of the total cost and variable cost for this particular firm. So we are going to understand what this table say to us. We have here the quantity is about the production. So it's when the quality, the production is measured by 1,000. So it's going to be 0 to 6,000. The total cost of producing is 0, is going to be 13, and the total cost of producing is 6. So the first question say, what is the pizzeria fixed cost? So remember, the total cost is the same variable cost plus the fixed cost. So we have like different method to discover what is the fixed cost. So for the first line, we have the total cost minus the variable cost. So we got 300 for the fixed cost, and you can also take 350 from the second line to minus 50 is going to be 300 again. And the fixed cost, we have again the subtraction of 540 minus 240 is going to be 300. So 300 is going to be the fixed cost of this pizzeria. So for the second question is construct a table in which you calculate the marginal cost per dozen pizza using the information on total cost. Also calculate the marginal cost per dozen pizzas using the information on variety cost. And what is the relationship between these sets of number and main? So I have the table that summarize again at the same table, but I put here my table, so it is exactly the same. Now we are going to figure out how about the marginal cost. Okay, with the first question, I think the marginal cost, remember how much it's going to be. So it's going to be the marginal cost plus the variable cost, and then we had the total cost. So now we for the first quantity, so we got 300 and 50 minus 300, so we got the marginal cost is 50. For the the marginal cost is when you produce an additional quantity, so the marginal cost of producing 1 unit of the 1,000 pigs and more is going to be 390 minus 90, so we got 390 minus 350, so we got 40 for the third line. So it's going to be 50, 40, 30, 30, 40, and 50. And so that's what is the relationship between this marginal cost based on the total cost based on the variable cost. It's exactly the same. Why? Because the fixed cost, as we said previously, doesn't change with the production. So then at the end of the day, we are going to, in order to figure out about the marginal cost, we are going to make the difference, or the difference just in the variable cost. What is really changed? Well, the unit, the fixed cost is going to be remain the same. That's my presentation. Thank you for listening.
With question number 2, we will have that in the short run, the total revenue is more than variable cost, which means that the profit is more than the average variable cost. So total revenue will equal to profit multiplied quantity. Then we will have total revenue equal to 270, and total cost will equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. Then the variable cost will equal to 250. 270 will more than 250. Therefore, Bob should continue instead of shut down because his total revenue is greater than his variable cost. And in the short run, the total revenue will less than the total cost, which means that the profit will less than the average total cost. So the total revenue is 270 and the total cost will be 280. 270 is less than 280. So Bob should exist because his total revenue is less than his total cost.
Here is a table showing cost, revenues, and profits. A. The firm should produce 5 or 6 units to maximize the profit. B. The marginal revenue and marginal cost are graphed in the figure 3. The curves cross at a quantity between 5 and 6 units, using the same answers as in the part A. C. This industry is competitive since marginal revenue is the same for each quantity. The industry is not in long-run equilibrium since the profit is positive.
With the question A, how does the price of fertilizer compare to the IGC, IVC, and the MC of the producing fertilizer? In this situation, the price will equal to marginal cost MC, but however, the price will have the different value with IVC and ITC, so that the price will be greater than IVC of average variable cost, and it will in the other side with ATC. It means that the price will less than average total cost. Okay, now my question is, the market for fertilizers is perfectly competitive. Firms in the market are producing output but are currently incurring economic losses. So I have 3 small questions. A. How does the price of fertilizers compare to the average total cost ATC, the average variable cost IVC, and the marginal cost MC of producing fertilizer? The second question P. Draw 2 graphs side by side, illustrating the recent situation for the typical firm and for the market. The question D is C. Assuming there is no change in either the demand or the firm cost curve, explain what will happen in the long run to the price of the fertilizers. Marginal cost, average total cost, the quantity supplied by each firm, and the total quantity supplied to the market. So now we will come into the question A. Okay, now we will come into the final question, question C. Assuming there is no change in either demand or the firm cost curve, explain what will happen in the long run to the price of fertilizers, marginal cost, average total cost, etc., the quantity supplied by each firm, and final the total quantity supplied to the market. So, you could assuming that there is no change to the market demand or any firm cost. The first thing that will happen is that some firm will be left or will be exit the market. This will cause the market supply will be decreased for now, shifting the supply curve to be left, and it's causing the price to be increased. Price will rise until it's equal to the marginal cost and also the average total cost etc. If the price rose any higher, it would throw more firms into the market, causing it to fall again. So imagine and looking at the graph. In the long run, the firm in a perfectly competitive market earn zero profit instead of incurring losses. In the long run, then the price in the concluding. The price of fertilizer will increase and the quantity supplied by each firm will be increased. But overall, the market supply will be decreased. The firm cost curve will not be changed. But at this new price, the marginal cost will be higher. However, in this new price, the average total cost cannot equal with the marginal cost. It will be lower. And if the average total cost will be lower in the long run than in the short run, the total quantity supply in the market in the finally will be full.